Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Me First Mornings. My name is Patricia Barrow Wolfson, and I'm here to motivate and inspire you to create a daily routine that helps you, number one, calibrate and elevate your energy. Number two, connect with your inner guidance. Number three, navigate challenges with ease and grace. Okay, so welcome to today's show. And today, it is a day to give thanks here in the United States. It is also a day of mourning. This is true as a country, but it may also be true for many people who simply cannot celebrate today because they're struggling. And this is really something important that I want to address, because life is not as cut and dry as we make it out to be, right? There are layers and nuances that exist because of the myriad of experiences that we all have individually in our lifetime, and also that we hold collectively over generations. And I wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving today. Anyone who celebrates, I wish you a happy Thanksgiving. And I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the Native American community, who are also mourning the loss of so many. And I also want to send love and strength to any individual who is just having a really rough time right now. Whether you're spending today alone or surrounded by family, I want you to know that you are loved. And I'm not just saying that, I mean that. I want to send my love and support to you as a fellow human who has struggled, who understands, and maybe doesn't understand your specific struggle, but I still send you love and healing energy anyway. So today's show, I want to talk about how to shift into gratitude when everything sucks, because, sometimes it does. It doesn't matter if it's a holiday. It doesn't matter if it's a special day. It doesn't matter if we have a day off work or if it's just a regular day. When you don't feel like celebrating or sitting around the table, eating and talking, pretending that everything isn't falling apart in your life, how do you bring gratitude or try to sort of raise your level of joy or gratitude when you just don't feel like it? So that's what I want to talk about today. So if you're struggling or if you're celebrating, I hope you join me today. Happy Thanksgiving, Mom, Dad. Well, it's not Thanksgiving for you, but thank you. I appreciate the Thanksgiving for me. So if you are watching the show, I just want to tell you to please go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is on YouTube, of course, at Me First Mornings. And also don't forget that there's a free download for anybody who's watching. It is the Me First Quick Reference Guide. You can just click the link that is in my description, or you can go to bit.ly/Me First Mornings. And this guide includes how to calibrate your energy. Okay, this guide here, how to calibrate your energy, a Me First Mornings ritual, a quick GPS activity so you can connect with your GPS word right away, your daily ABCs, and a simple guide to managing stress. So today, let's do that. Let's start managing our stress of the day. Perhaps, I think that the Thanksgiving parade is starting soon, so maybe nobody from the States is watching this right now. So I say hi to all my Canadian friends who might be watching, or my Portuguese friends. But if you are watching, and if you are in the States and you are you are in prep mode, right? Because people are coming over, you have a big dinner, you have all sorts of things going on. I would love for you to take a minute with me right now, and let's just set our energy for the day, because especially if you're hosting an event today, or if you're going somewhere and you have to prepare yourself mentally to face people or family who doesn't understand you, who doesn't resonate with you, who maybe you have some sticky energy with, and big gatherings typically can bring that sort of energy. I think that this is a really, really good time for us to do this Me First Morning ritual, set our energy straight, and then we'll talk about how to slowly shift into gratitude, no matter what's going on in your life, whether or not you want to celebrate or don't want to celebrate, whether we're talking about this holiday or other holidays, or just every day is difficult and challenging, and you want to try and find more gratitude, but it's really, really hard when everywhere you turn, your life seems to be falling apart. So I really want to talk about that, but let's first do our Me First Morning ritual. So let's begin by lighting the candle. This one is a candle from Marmar. My husband bought me this one. It says Saint Martin on it, so that's supposed to be the smell. I have been to Saint Martin. Did I go to St. Martin? No, I went to St. Thomas. We are talking about 20 some odd years ago, so, hard to remember. But St. Thomas and St. John's was beautiful, and this candle works for me. Yes, indeed. Okay, now let's put on some essential oils as usual, which you can or skip. You can do or skip it depending if that resonates with you. But I like to choose a scent, and I use essential oils because I love them. But even if it's something else, maybe it's a perfume instead of an essential oil, but a scent that you can connect to your calm, something that you can trigger your body, physiologically speaking, into a state of calm as much as possible. It really helps. All right, here we go. Putting my essential oils on. Woo! Hopefully that will help get rid of my headache today. All right. Now it's time to breathe. I am picking up my crystal sphere so I can amplify today's breath. I want to amplify today's grounding ritual because I do have a bit of a headache. And so I'm going to see if any of this can sort of reset my energy a little bit and maybe allow some relief to, the physical manifestation of the stress of the season, I imagine, or, whatever it is that I'm fighting. Okay, here we go. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. I want you to plant your feet well on the ground, flat on the ground. And I want you to imagine that they are connected to the earth and just absorbing all of that earth's creative energy, that creation energy that helps, bring the flowers and the plants up through the ground to reach to the sky. And we're going to use the top of our head. And I want you to just open up and imagine that liquid sunshine, right? That liquid sunlight, that beautiful, healing, also creative light just enters into the top of your head and fills your entire body, permeating every single cell, all trillion of them. I think there's 30 trillion. I really should find out. But it's definitely trillions of cells, okay? I want you to imagine that sunlight, that healing energy just goes through every single cell, slowly dissipating and dissolving any stuck, stagnant, or dense energy that does not belong, that does not work for you, that you're ready to release. And with the exhale, as we are breathing, I want you to just visualize all of that negativity, all of that stuck energy, just easily leaving you with your breath to be transmuted by Mother Nature, by the spiritual support team. This is what we can do with this breath. And we're going to do this 3 times, okay? Ready? Deep breath in. And that was, see if you can count to 5, breathing in. Hold 5. And release 10. So count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And when you do this and you extend your breath longer than your inhale, when you extend your exhale longer than your inhale, you are signaling to the body that you are calm. You are allowing your body to kind of release tension. So let's do that again together. So breathe in for the count of 5, hold for 5, and release for 10. Once again, and just filling your body with that beautiful healing light and with your feet well planted on the ground, connecting with Earth's power and Earth's creative energy. Okay, here we go again. And release. Okay, last time, breathe in with the count of 5, hold for 5, and release for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. Okay. Now that we've sort of connected with our body. Now you can do this if you're doing this on your own. You can make that breathing last as long as you want. You can do a 5-minute breathing exercise. You can breathe 10 times instead of 3. For the purposes of the show, I like to keep it short and quick, and also to demonstrate that it doesn't have to be a 25-minute routine. You don't necessarily have to go to a yoga class for an hour each day in order to find your calm and your peace. You can set the intention to do it with just very short exercises like we do here every day. All right, so now that we've done that, let's do a little stretching, because we want to release that tension and discomfort that we feel in the parts of our body that feel it, right? And especially if you're feeling pain. Remember what I usually say, pain is pay attention inside now, right? So if you're feeling pain, it's your body saying like, hey, there's something going on here and you really need to pay attention to it. And so what we're going to do is wherever you're feeling discomfort or tension, I want you to breathe into it as you stretch. So I'm going to stretch my neck here and then breathe out while you stretch. And when you're breathing in, I want you to focus on those parts that hurt and send that healing energy from the heavens, right? From the sunlight. I want you to send it directly to that place that hurts. So the back of my neck is really tense. So when I do this, I'm breathing in, but I'm just imagining that all of this is releasing the tension. And release. Okay, see? Right? And then after we do our stretching, and like I said, this can also last another 10, 15, 20 minutes, an hour, as long as you want, as long as you have time to dedicate to your morning routine. Whatever feels good and resonant with you, that's what you do. All right, now let's shake it. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Woo! Oh, yeah. There we go. Good. All right. So now that we've done sort of our energetic preparation for this, and we've sort of set the tone and released some of that energy, now I'd like to call our spiritual support team, of course, using the prayer that I've written, and that's what I'll say. But if you have a religious or spiritual prayer or something that you say, or some sort of connection that you want to use right now, a spiritual team that you want to call in, whether it's God or Jesus or whoever you're connected to, this is the time we call for their support. So we're prepping for ourselves. We are grounding ourselves and connecting with our higher selves, but also we call in that spiritual team. You can call in your ancestors. You can call in your grandmother, your grandfather, your great uncles who may have, been great leaders in your community or in your family, and you call for their support and ask them to help you set your intention and hold your intention for the day. So let's do that now. Here we go. All right. Divine Mother, Infinite Father, Creator, Ascended Masters, Archangels, Spirit Guides, ancestors, and all beings of 100% pure white light, allow me to be a clear and open channel of your light and love without hesitation or ego. May the highest vibration of love and light connect with my higher self and release any and all things that no longer serve me. I ask that Saint Germain and his infinitely powerful violet flame burn away all the things that no longer serve myself or humanity and hold us back from our divine existence. Help us to embody our intentions for the day and help us raise our collective vibrations for the highest and greatest good of all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it, and so it is. So today we're talking about gratitude and being grateful while honoring grief and sadness. This is a really tough time. Any holiday is tough for people, and especially this holiday is a little complicated in this country. And so I wanted to just take a moment and acknowledge that energy of grief and of mourning that exists in this country. And maybe it doesn't exist for you, and maybe it doesn't exist for your friends and family, but it certainly exists for a very large population, which is the Native American population. And I can't speak for each of them, but I will say, since I do talk about energy, it is important to acknowledge that grief. And it's not just for that community, but there's so many people suffering right now. There's so many people who feel alone, so many people who feel disconnected from everything going on in the world right now. And we'll talk more about them in a moment. But right now, as I said, I wanted to just honor the Native American community by acknowledging their sadness and their mourning today. And I actually did a little research this morning because I wanted to share something with you, because sometimes we feel hopeless and we're like, I acknowledge that this is a challenging holiday for some people, for some communities. Now, what can I do about it? Or what should I know? And so I went directly to one of the sources that I use for my information, which is this organization called nativehope.org. If you're interested in learning more about what they're doing and how they're supporting the Native American community, by all means, go ahead and check out that website. I have the connection right there. In the meantime, I want to share something that I saw on their website, and I'm going to go ahead and just put that up there for you to see. Okay, so here we go. What is the real meaning of Thanksgiving? All right, so here at Native Hope, we hope that this Thanksgiving, the hearts of all people, Native and non-Native, are filled with hope, healing, and a desire to dismantle the barriers, physical, economic, educational, physiological, and spiritual, that divide and oppress us. This time of year and these two holidays, Thanksgiving and Native American Heritage Day, which is tomorrow for those people who don't know, give us the opportunity to reflect on our collective history and to celebrate the beauty, strength, and resilience of the Native tribes of North America. So we remember the generosity of the Wampanoag tribe, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, to the helpless settlers. We remember the hundreds of thousands of Native Americans who lost their lives at the hands of colonialists and the genocide of whole tribes. We remember the vibrant and powerful Native descendants, families, and communities that persist to this day throughout the culture and the country. And we remember people like Sharice Davids and Interior Secretary Deb Haaland, who became the first Native American woman to serve as Cabinet Secretary. And last but not least, we remember all the friends and family of Native Hope who have embraced our mission of healing and storytelling. And we give thanks for your support. So I just wanted to share that with you. I thought that was a beautiful way to just take a moment and honor all the sacrifices that were made and all of the energy that has been put and that accumulates, that is represented in this day. And so if you wanted to show this organization, nativehope.org, a little love, send them a little gift of gratitude, I highly recommend it. It was something that I did do today and I try to do whenever I can. Okay, so nope, didn't want to put that back up. I was going to take out the, here we go. Thank you. Okay, so let's talk about how we do this on a personal level, right? Let's say you're struggling. You have, you're going to Thanksgiving and, maybe you're someone who's like, the whole family is going to ask you whether or not you're getting married and you just broke up with somebody. You have the whole family that's going to ask you when you and your spouse are going to have babies and, you've been doing IVF and you've had several miscarriages and you don't know how you're going to face another question about your fertility again. Maybe you're struggling health-wise and you can't enjoy Thanksgiving. You can't enjoy the food. You can't enjoy the company because you're miserable, because you're in pain, because things just really suck, And of course, I share this and I talk about this. Part of it is because it is part of my personal experience. This Thanksgiving is very heavy for us. It is a year after Scott's cancer diagnosis, and he's spent the last year fighting really hard and working really hard to, get better and fight the fight and do all the things, and still it's hard, and it's hard on so many levels, and it's hard that this, celebration is about food, and it's hard that this celebration is about giving thanks when this year has been so challenging for him, for us, for our family. But it's important that we still bring gratitude into the mix as much as possible. Now, I want to share with you that for myself, sometimes the word gratitude, and like I said, you guys know I deal with energy, so the word gratitude holds a lot of energy in it. There's something about gratitude that goes hand in hand with that energy of being ungrateful, right? So being grateful has this also heaviness attached for me and for many people about being ungrateful. It's like, be grateful because otherwise you're ungrateful. Well, no, not exactly, right? Because sometimes things are just tough and you need to acknowledge that energy. You need to acknowledge your grief. You need to acknowledge how crappy things have been for you. It's okay and important to acknowledge that, right? You don't want to sit in it and stew in it always, but it's important to acknowledge that. But how do you go from life really sucks because I'm really struggling right now to I'm so grateful that I'm alive, right? Maybe you're not grateful you're alive. Maybe you're miserable. Maybe things really, really suck and you just don't know how you can go on another day. So then here is a trick that I actually learned watching. I don't know if you guys, I've referred to them before, but Abraham Hicks. I listen to Abraham Hicks a lot. Abraham Hicks is a medium, Esther Hicks, who channels a consciousness called Abraham. And so many things that I hear from that consciousness really resonates with me. But this thing in particular really helped me. And so I'm going to share that with you. And that is, instead of saying, I am grateful for, maybe you want to switch the word to, I appreciate. Now, appreciate has a different energy to it, right? It's like, I appreciate this, right? So let me just give you an example of what I mean. Happy Thanksgiving, and happy Thanksgiving to you too, Veronica. Thank you. Thank you, Lena. Thank you for your love. Good morning to you too. All right. So here's the I appreciate exercise, right? Now, I am grateful. Like I find that the gratitude exercises sometimes are like, I am grateful. Like when you're not grateful, they're like, be grateful for functioning, for your functioning limbs. Be grateful for running water. Be grateful for, our sanitation system. Like all things, good things to be grateful for, right? But when you really want to shift the energy, you want to make it something that you can really connect with that appreciation. And right, of course, you're like, I'm grateful for running water. Yes, but can you really understand how grateful, how special, how important, how necessary it is for running water unless you've not had running water, right? Like you can't truly appreciate the significance of running water if you've never experienced not having running water, or you can't appreciate health as much as you do when you lack health. You don't appreciate money as much as you do as when you lack money, right? Like there's this push and pull with these energies all the time. And so I'm grateful for the roof over my head is great. But something that I would say is like, I'm really grateful that I feel warm and cozy in my home, or I'm really grateful, or let's get specific because we're talking about Thanksgiving, right? We're talking about today. We're talking about how difficult today may be. So if you are struggling, with whatever you're struggling with, and if you guys have an example, and if you want me to show you an example, please put it in the comments. Let me know what you might be struggling with this season, and I'll do my best to kind of help you find an I appreciate statement that goes with it that may help you shift the energy a little bit. But I can tell you this, for example, for me, we've been struggling, as you know, but I appreciate that we're going to see some people today and that we're going to have friends over who we don't have to pretend with. I appreciate that I don't have to pretend that everything's going swimmingly. I appreciate that my kids like the food I make, right? I appreciate that I'm trying something for the first time and I feel, which is turkey. I'm making my own turkey for the first time today. So that's what I'm trying. So I appreciate, trying something new. And I really appreciate when it all works out and everybody enjoys it. Now, that hasn't happened yet, but I can put that out there and say, I appreciate it. And you can also set yourself up like, I appreciate when all the food is cooked on time. I appreciate when I get the flavors just right. I appreciate when we have good conversations that make me feel good. I appreciate when we debate in our family and I'm able to make points that make me feel good. I appreciate my voice being heard. I appreciate expressing myself, even if nobody is listening, right? Think about the things and the ways that you can be appreciative of without adding that heaviness of gratitude, right? Gotta be thankful. And yes, you have to be thankful. Yes, when you're grateful, when you're thankful, when you're appreciative, you raise the vibration, you connect with the things that are connected to gratitude, right? Like you're putting out the signal of gratitude, which connects with the signal of receiving, because I'm grateful to receive. And then that signal goes out there. You're broadcasting gratitude. Guess what? Great things happen. But also, I appreciate that I can express my sadness and not feel judged. I appreciate that I'm struggling right now, and I appreciate that this fight is going to result in something awesome. I appreciate that this challenge is going to make me stronger. I appreciate, and you have to decide what part of that, what appreciation statement actually connects with you. If I'm saying stuff and you're like, nope, doesn't work for me, then find something that does. I appreciate that, I got up in time to, take care of something important. I appreciate that, my dog makes me feel loved. I appreciate that my kitten, curls up to me whenever I'm feeling sad. I appreciate that I did all the laundry. I did not do all the laundry, just for those of you, but maybe you did, and maybe you can appreciate that all the laundry is done today. I don't know, not my thing. Hopefully yours, okay? So I really encourage you to, as much as possible, just introduce that appreciation, even when things are tough. And it's okay to not be in the mood to talk. It's okay to not be in the mood to celebrate. It's okay to not be in the mood to be around other people today. Just because everybody's celebrating, there is no reason for you to feel guilty or judged for not being able to celebrate today because it just doesn't resonate with you today. You can celebrate something else another day. Who says Thanksgiving has to be today? Who says Thanksgiving has to be, like this formal event, right? In fact, I was reading today, Thanksgiving is supposed to be a celebration of the harvest, right? It's supposed to be a celebration of the things that, you cultivated. You can make a Thanksgiving event at any time of the year when things start to open up for you, when you have a breakthrough, when you finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. You can have a celebration with your friends whenever it resonates. So it doesn't have to be today. So don't feel guilty if you are not in a place where you can be thankful or grateful or even appreciate today. And maybe you can say, I appreciate that I don't have to feel good today. Maybe that's your appreciation statement today. Maybe that's going to shift just a tiny bit so that you're able to find even a little bit of joy, or you're going to feel seen and heard and acknowledged on this day or on any other day. Thank you, Lina. I appreciate you and the family too. Thank you. All right, so I am running a little late, behind. I try to do a half hour, but I didn't pull my card yet, but today was important. So I am going to pull a card, and I'm going to pull it from my tarot deck, the This May Hurt tarot deck. I'm obsessed with this deck, people. I love it so much. But I don't do it very often on the show just because it is connected to, it is tarot, and I'm just kind of learning it. But I love it, and so I'm going to keep playing with it, and I'm going to pull a card today so that I can share with you what our spiritual support team wants us to know about this day of giving thanks, and what our spiritual support team wants to add to my little talk about honoring sadness and grief, while also trying to appreciate the little things that do add something to our lives, because no matter how shitty things are, there is always something to appreciate, right? There's always a little something. And even I know from my husband's roughest days, there will be things that he appreciates, and we try to focus on those. And if there's only one thing, then it's only one thing. If it's nothing that day, well, then that's okay too. And you can appreciate that, that life is hard sometimes and that tomorrow is another day. All right, here we go. Ooh, look at this card. So today we have pulled the Queen of Wands. I love that with the little sunflower and the cat. This is the little black cat. Can you see it? There we go. Now, the Queen of Wands. Let's see what the Queen of Wands says in this book. So we're going to do this together because I love doing this. So first, if you guys don't know, Queens, according to my little book here, This Might Hurt, by Isabella Rotman. I love her. I love this deck. It's like representative of all peoples, all colors. I love it. All genders. It's amazing. All right. Queens express the ideals of their suit internally. They are the human form of the best the suit has to offer. In the highly gendered language of tarot, the feminine is introspective, gentle, and caring. These gendered archetypes can feel annoying and archaic, but remember, all of us have access to every archetype in tarot. Queens have all the life experience of the suit and use it to better themselves. Ooh, I like that. All right, so let's look at the Queen of Wands. Well, okay, let's see, because we're gonna do this together. What is Wands? I'm going to read you what she says about the suit of Wands. The suit of Wands, here drawn as sticks, okay, so in this case it's a pen, right? I love this, are associated with fire and deal with passion, desire, creativity, activism, and ideas. If Wands were personified, they would be the muse, potential ideas, and moments of epiphany. That fire up creativity within. The suit of Wands is also the suit of the spirit, primal energy, and our core selves. Wands are often trying to tell us about our personalities, our driving forces, and what is best for us at the center of our being. Wands are pure, inspired energy, burning hot in your gut. Oh my goodness, I love it. I love this card. All right, so let's see. Now let's look specifically at the Queen of Wands, okay, because that's what this card is. The Queen of Wands is Our Lady of Creativity. Oh my goodness, I love this. The fire burning inside of the Queen of Wands is something she has learned to tame, nurture, and make work for her in the best of ways. She is ambitious but not competitive. She's making her dreams come true, and she wants the same for you. The flower she holds glows with life, representing her vibrant creativity. The black cat represents her connection to her darker self. The Queen of Wands embraces darkness along with the light. I chose to draw the Queen of Wands as a friend of mine who never ceases to amaze me. She's an incredible artist and a wonderful mother. When she writes, she digs deep. She prioritizes friendship. She embraces a joyful life and wants the same for you. If the Queen of Wands cards stand for someone in your life, then you are very lucky indeed. The Queen of Wands encourages you to work with your own flame of inspiration. At the same time, she reminds you to focus on work-life balance. Her passion is not just for projects, but also for life itself. Friendship, family, love, the whole shebang. Channel confidence from the Queen of Wands and embrace life with boundless courage. Oh my God. I love this card, and I love it for this and what we're talking about today, because it is about balance. And when you acknowledge the balance, when you acknowledge the pain and the joy, when you acknowledge the challenge and the success, when you acknowledge all of the energies that are present for you in your life, and make active decisions to include or release anything that isn't working for you, that balance is that balance of life. And that is how you are going to fuel your passion and your joie de vivre, right? Like that passion for living comes from making conscious choices every day. It is from being intentional every day and from embracing and acknowledging who you are at any stage of life, at any time, and understanding that some days you're more productive than others. Some days you're more caring than others, right? And embracing all that is you and all that exists in the world. This is what I'm getting from this card. I think that that's a beautiful reminder from our spiritual support team that really balance is in your hands. And if something feels off balance, right? Like if you were standing, literally on a scale and your hands were like representing both sides and something was off balance, you would have to release one thing from that part that's holding you down in order to tip the scales back to neutrality, right? To tip your scales back to center, back back to this balanced position. So this is in your hands. And sometimes it feels like it's not in your hands, and sometimes it genuinely is not in your hands. But it's all about shifting, right? If you were holding things here and you had to let something go, but you couldn't like just pick it up and let it go, you would maybe start to tip a little and turn your hand a little, and you would figure out a way like, how can I start to distance myself from this energy? How can I start to heal this energy? How can I address this energy or this person or this situation that is in my life and not enriching it and really holding me back or holding me down? What can I do? How can I move forward and step forward in the fullness of who I am to embrace this next step in my journey? So that is something that only you can answer. But let me tell you something. Don't let anyone interfere with your aligned action. If you feel like something is the right action for you, then you take it. Of course, we always keep in mind, do no harm to anyone else, right? That's the balance. It's like, how can I do what's right for me while not hurting anyone else in the meantime? And that may take some time to figure out. It may take some gentle maneuvering, but you have to give yourself the time to be able to acknowledge everything going on and acknowledge what you can and can't do, and then figure out how to slowly shift things in a way that feels in alignment with who you are, and that's also in the highest and greatest good for all. And that's why I like to ask for support, because sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I really don't know what the answer is. I'm sure all of you feel the same. But when you ask for support and you ask for guidance and you ask to be led down a path that will bring you to your ultimate joy and happiness, pay attention to the signs, pay attention to the messages, pay attention to your instinct, because it will lead you exactly where you want to go. Even if some of the roads are rough along the way, you will still get there. Okay, so I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, so we will have Fun Friday. So I'll be pulling cards for people. And that's it. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Me First Mornings. Go ahead and ding that notification bell. And continue to support my show in any way you can by sending, sharing it with people, or subscribing, or, maybe just sending shows to people you think might resonate with this. I really appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the support. You can find me in various places on social media, and don't forget that I am here for you. And if you're struggling, and if you really want me to help you with the Me First formula, kind of help you through your own challenging times, feel free to send me a private message, and we'll make an appointment and have a session together and see how I can help you. All right. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget, you are the light. Just figure out how to keep shining. I love you all, and have a wonderful day today.